Sometimes I receive comments like this on my Instagram videos: earn where the money is, live where life is better. This is exactly the kind of comment I love because it means you haven't stopped dreaming yet. สวัสดีครับ Welcome to Thai Decoded. I'm Thanong, I'm Swiss Thai, and I decode what Thailand reveals about you. In the last video, we talked about how Thailand changes your personality without asking for permission. And one of the things I mentioned was that you start taking more risk here almost without realizing it. Today, we are going to go deeper into exactly that because yes, Thailand changes who you are, but more than that, it changes what you believe is possible. It changes the way you think about what you can do or cannot do, and that shift, in my opinion, is the most powerful thing Thailand can give you. In this video, I'm going to explain exactly why Thailand makes you dream bigger. By the end, you will understand why the most ambitious version of you is already inside you, and I'll show you what you can do with that. Think about the last time you had big idea back home, a business, a project, a creative dream, something you were genuinely excited about. And then think about what happened next. You probably calculated the risk. You thought about your rent, your bills, your insurance, your stability, and slowly the idea got smaller and smaller until you told yourself you would do it later when the timing was better, when you had more money, when the conditions were right. And maybe even right now, as you watch this video, the conditions still aren't right, and they probably never be. And here is the thing. That's not weakness. That is something that psychologist called Daniel Kahneman explored in his book, Thinking Fast and Slow. He spent his entire career understanding how the human brain makes decisions under pressure. His research shows that you feel the pain of losing something twice as strongly as the pleasure of gaining the same thing, which means that when the cost of failure is high, your brain protects you by stopping you from trying. Not to hurt you, but to keep you safe. But here is the twist. In Bangkok, your rent is around $500. Your meal costs almost nothing, and your monthly expenses are so low that if your project fails, you lose almost nothing, and you can restart in 3 months. When the cost of failure drops that low, your brain stops protecting you from trying, and the same idea that felt dangerous in your home city suddenly feels completely manageable here. Not because you changed, but because the math changed. And when the math changes, the dream gets bigger. If you remember episode 1 where I talked about the obsession with Thailand, you might remember a researcher called Catherine Milkman. She studied a psychological phenomenon called the fresh start effect. And it explained exactly what happens when you arrive in a new environment. When you move to a new place, a new city, a new country, new environment, you feel less tied to your old habits and your old identity. Your old failures feel more distant and your old limitations feel less real. Daniel Kahneman, the same psychologist I just mentioned, also showed that you are deeply shaped by the environment you live in, the people around you, the streets you walk, the routines you follow. And when you change the environment, you change the person. I experience this myself every time I'm in Thailand. I'm not the same person I am in Switzerland. The Swiss version of me has no time, too many excuses, not enough courage. But here, I became a content creator. And honestly, I don't think I would have ever become one if I stayed in Switzerland. But here's the thing, the fresh start doesn't last forever. And after a few months, your old habits will try to follow you here because they always do. And the only way to stop them from taking over is to actively unlearn them. You must replace your old ways of thinking with new ones before the old ones come back to fill the space. And the good news is you don't need years to do that. You just need to be intentional about it from the moment you arrive. In the West, most of the people around you are optimizing for stability, a good job, a pension, a mortgage, following a path designed by something much bigger than any one person, by society itself, by the norms your family follow, the expectations your school taught you, and the choice your friends made that slowly became your choices too without you ever consciously deciding. And that is completely understandable. But their ambition or lack of it shape yours without you realizing it. You start to adopt their limits as your own limits, and you start to think that what they consider normal is what you should consider normal too. Robert Cialdini, the author of Influence, one of the most important books ever written on the psychology of persuasion, showed that you unconsciously adopt the behaviors and goals of the people around you because you look at others to understand what is normal, what is possible, and what you should want. And the strange thing is, it happens automatically without you even realizing you are being influenced. In Bangkok, the people around you are generally different. You don't only see people with small ambitions, you see people with big ones, people building things in ways you would never imagine. You can see some Westerners working remotely from their MacBook, creating content, building online brands. You also see Thai people building successful business with real drive and hunger to make things happen. In a video I posted recently on Instagram about salaries in the West versus Thailand, I mentioned that they are around around 200k Western expats living here, and a large number of them work remotely or run their own online business. And sometimes you just cross paths with these people in a cafe or a co-working space. And what is interesting is that here, this is not the exception. This is normal, meeting someone who built something from nothing. It is just part of daily life here. But your circle here is not automatic. You have to go build it. Because if you stay in your condo, order food delivery, and eat alone every day, you will very quickly lose the ambition you came here with. As a foreigner, you are not a local. You don't have a natural network here. You don't have the roots a Thai person has, and that means you need to actively surround yourself with people who pull you up. You need stimulation. You need connection with other expats, but also with Thai people, because building real relationships with locals changes everything about your experience here. Where you come from, successful people feel far away. You follow them on Instagram, you watch them on YouTube, you see them in your stories every day, but they feel like they live in a different world. But here in Bangkok, it's not that rare to be sitting in a cafe and suddenly someone very well known walks in and sit right next to you. I have personally crossed paths with several celebrities just walking around Bangkok by chance with no plan, no event, nothing special. And I'll tell you something even more personal. I have 10k followers on Instagram, and even with that number, people have already stopped me on the street to talk to me and ask for a photo. So what feels like a fiction where you come from becomes reality here, and that changes the way you see what is possible for you. Jonah Berger, the author of Contagious, a book about what makes ideas and behaviors spread, showed that seeing real people around you succeed makes success feel reachable in a way that theory never can. But seeing successful people around you every day can also create pressure. Comparison is one of the most dangerous things you can do to your ambition. The goal is not to copy what others build. It is to use their existence as a permission to believe that building something is normal, that is possible, and that you are not crazy for wanting it. Because the truth, every single person you see who built something started exactly where you are right now. The only difference is they allowed themselves to dream bigger. So now you understand cost of failure, fresh start, circle, living proof, 4 reasons why Thailand makes your dream bigger. But here is the real question. Did Thailand give you ambition, or did it just remove everything that was blocking the ambition you already had? Because Thailand doesn't create dreamers. The dreamer was already inside you. It was there from the day you were born. Thailand just removes everything that was stopping you from being yourself. Here is my advice. Don't come to Thailand waiting for ambition to find you. Come here with one clear idea, one project, one dream you have been too scared to try back home. And use the lower cost of failure, the fresh start, the circle, and the living proof around you to finally do it. Because the most dangerous thing about Thailand is not that it will distract you. It's that it will show you exactly who you can be, and you still choose to do nothing about it. My friend, it's time to dream again. Before you leave, one question. What is the one project you have been too scared to start that Thailand might finally give you the courage to try? Tell me in the comments. Take care of yourself. Bye, เจอกันนะครับ